In this video, we are exposing 12 white wines you need to avoid immediately. From engineered freshness and hidden additives to sulphite levels that can trigger migraines, what you're about to discover will completely change how you shop. Stay until the end. We will reveal 4 wines made properly using organic grapes, minimal intervention, and nothing hidden. Let us expose the truth. Starting at number 12, Torre dei Vescovi Pinot Grigio floods UK supermarkets with Italian promises. Cooperative bulk sourcing and anonymous blending result in a wine that is bulk and anonymous. It contains E334 tartaric acid and E224 potassium metabisulfite, reaching 150 to 180 milligrams per litre, and this can trigger headaches, flushing, and respiratory reactions. These levels approach thresholds linked to severe allergic responses, including anaphylaxis. It contains isinglass and fish bladder collagen with no disclosure. Vegetarians, vegans, and people with fish allergies may consume it unknowingly. The wine is sourced from pesticide-intensive vineyards where fungicides and herbicides maximize yield. Testing detected residues linked to endocrine disruption, chemicals that interfere with reproductive hormones. Now, if cooperative bulk wine troubled you, this next bottle weaponizes organic credentials to mask industrial processing. At number 11, Zenza Pinot Grigio creates dangerous confusion. It uses organic grapes and it is marketed as clean wine, yet the winemaking tells a different story. Zenza undergoes aggressive filtration that strips beneficial compounds natural wines preserve. Sulphite levels still reach 140 to 160 milligrams per litre, despite organic sourcing. Added sulfites near legal maximums and synthetic stabilizers, including propylene glycol, the same chemical family as antifreeze, remain permitted. A crystal-clear appearance demands processing. Truly minimal intervention wines often show cloudiness, proof that beneficial compounds remain. Label silence on minimal intervention or low sulfite reveals the compromise. Particularly insidious is exploiting consumer trust in organic while delivering conventional processing. At number 10, Circa Australian Pinot Grigio reveals the problem of growing delicate Pinot Grigio in Australia's warm climate. Australian heat creates flabby, low-acid grapes that demand correction chemistry. That crisp finish is not natural. It is E334 tartaric acid, compensating for climate damage. The zesty character is engineered, not grown. Warm climate production requires extensive intervention to maintain expected acidity. Multiple additives prevent heat damage during storage and shipping. Testing detected glyphosate herbicide, the compound at the center of multi-billion-pound court cases after juries found it caused non-Hodgkin lymphoma. This next French blend takes industrial consistency to greater extremes. At number 9, La Vieille Ferme White trades on Rhone Valley romance while delivering factory-line consistency. That uniformity often means acid balancing and sulfite levels near 200 milligrams per litre to maintain shelf stability. Studies link chronic sulfite exposure to respiratory problems and cardiovascular stress. The wine blends multiple grape varieties from multiple vineyards. That flexibility lets producers adjust ratios, use whatever hits price targets, and then correct chemically. Stabilizers, including propylene glycol, create an artificial consistency that natural fermentation never achieves. Industrial-scale blending is disguised as artisanal French winemaking, and the New Zealand export that follows might be worse. At number 8, Werrau Cove Sauvignon Blanc trades cynically on New Zealand's prestigious Werrau Valley reputation. Here is the deception. Werrau Valley produces world-class Sauvignon Blanc from estate vineyards. Werrau Cove is generic blending with zero estate specificity. The name similarity is deliberate, creating a false association with premium Marlborough wines while delivering a bulk-blended industrial product. Extensive aromatic engineering uses selected yeast strains and temperature manipulation to lock in tropical character. That intense punch is not natural expression, it is fermentation chemistry. Natural wines vary with vintage. Werrau Cove does not, exposing heavy intervention. Export production requires stabilization with multiple additives to prevent spoilage. You are consuming preservation chemistry, but Werrau Cove's deception pales compared to what this Chilean export hides. At number 7, Isla Negra Sauvignon Blanc reveals mass Chilean export wine, preservation chemistry that survives transcontinental shipping. Chilean wines destined for United Kingdom supermarkets undergo extreme preservation, with sulphite levels approaching 210 milligrams per litre, synthetic stabilizers, and acid corrections. Laboratory testing detected glyphosate residues reaching 50 to 75 parts per billion, among the highest for imported wines. Glyphosate is classified as probably carcinogenic by the World Health Organization. California requires Proposition 65 cancer warnings. The United Kingdom has no equivalent requirement. Fungicides that are permitted in Chile but banned across Europe can survive fermentation. These compounds disrupt hormone function, interfering with thyroid and reproductive systems. Bright character masks what is happening underneath, correction chemistry and probable carcinogen contamination. And these discount supermarket bottles somehow manage worse. At number 6, Aldi's specially selected Italian Pinot Grigio wraps premium branding around supermarket economics. Aldi's business model requires rock-bottom prices, which forces sourcing from multiple Italian regions, pooling the wine together, then correcting it chemically. Private label wines operate under brutal margin pressure. That drives maximum intervention, E334 adjustments, clarifying agents, sulphite levels near 180 milligrams per litre, and synthetic stabilizers. There is no specific regional information, no vineyard details, no producer names, just a generic Italian Pinot Grigio that hides anonymous bulk sources likely treated with banned pesticides. Italian branding masks discount economics while additive accumulation grows. Next discount bottle represents budget winemaking at its nadir. At number 5, Lidl Hungarian Pinot Grigio reveals extreme cost-cutting meeting winemaking. Lidl's pricing demands lower costs than Aldi, driving maximum chemical intervention while slashing expenses. Smooth character comes from extensive correction, acid balancing, synthetic fining agents, and multiple E numbers. Residual sugar reaching 8 to 12 grams per bottle masks harsh edges. Hungarian export wines source from highest yield vineyards where intensive pesticide use maximizes tons per hectare. Testing detected fungicide residues including tebuconazole, linked to liver damage and developmental toxicity, and herbicide contamination. No disclosure requirements mean consumers remain ignorant. Aggressive filtration strips distinctive character. Zero transparency about sourcing, additives, and practices. This celebrity-endorsed bottle proves premium pricing cannot guarantee honesty. At number 4, Graham Norton Sauvignon Blanc demonstrates celebrity branding masking outsourced industrial production. Graham Norton does not own vineyards. He licenses his name to In Vivo Wines, allowing celebrity fame to sell wine made elsewhere. New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc can come from anywhere within Marlborough's vast region. There is no estate specificity, just borrowed celebrity credibility. Forum users note a lack of distinctive regional character. Graham Norton's version is generic tropical fruit, indistinguishable from mass-market competitors. That uniformity reveals extensive intervention. Winemakers use selected aromatic yeasts, temperature manipulation, and acid corrections, creating engineered freshness. Additives include sulphites reaching 160 to 180 milligrams per litre, levels that can trigger migraines, used to maintain consistency. You pay premium prices for celebrity marketing while consuming a standard industrial wine. Next, a pioneering brand destroyed by corporate greed. At number 3, Brancott Estate Sauvignon Blanc tells a heartbreaking story, pioneering quality destroyed by corporate scale. Brancott planted Marlborough's first Sauvignon Blanc vines in 1975, creating New Zealand's wine reputation. Then Pernod Ricard acquired the brand. Production exploded, quality collapsed. Terroir-driven complexity became mass-market blandness, corporate takeover prioritizing volume. Massive distribution requires what traditional winemaking cannot deliver, millions of identical bottles across continents. That demands extensive chemical intervention, acid adjustments, synthetic stabilizers including propylene glycol, and maximized sulphite levels. Wine now tastes indistinguishable from budget competitors. Heritage sacrificed for shareholder returns whilst charging premium prices. Even Brancott's fall can't prepare you for this Australian phenomenon. At number 2, Yellowtail Pinot Grigio represents Australia's most successful wine export, and perhaps its most engineered. This is not winemaking, it is industrial beverage production using grapes. Smoothness comes from extensive chemical intervention, glycerol additions creating artificial viscosity, and residual sugar reaching 14 to 18 grams per bottle, creating candy-like palatability. Identical taste across years and continents reveals manipulation. Natural wine varies. Yellowtail does not, exposing correction chemistry. Forum users report disproportionate headaches, suggesting high congener levels, stressing liver detoxification pathways. Multiple processing aids create a chemical load your body struggles to metabolize. Massive scale requires sourcing from highest yield vineyards where glyphosate use is standard. Testing detected residues reaching 60 to 85 parts per billion, the compound that juries linked to cancer in landmark cases awarding billions to victims. Yet Britain's #1 white wine manages even more deception. Taking number 1 as the absolute worst white wine in UK supermarkets, Most Wanted, Pinot Grigio represents everything wrong with modern wine. Reddit threads expose the reality. Large volume white wines sold for under £8 are often the identical base wine, blended and bottled under various brands. You are choosing marketing, not wine. The name Most Wanted reveals cynicism. It suggests popularity while delivering anonymous bulk sourcing. It is heavily corrected with engineered smoothness that masks a lack of authentic character. Residual sugar reaching 10 to 14 grams per bottle creates an addictive palatability, triggering dopamine responses and encouraging overconsumption. Multiple E numbers are used, including E334 for acid correction and E224 for preservation. Levels reach 170 to 190 milligrams per litre and have been linked to severe respiratory reactions. The production also uses synthetic stabilizers and aggressive filtration. It contains isinglass, fish bladder collagen without disclosure. Thousands of people consume fish derivatives unknowingly, risking allergic reactions including anaphylaxis. There is zero transparency about sourcing, additives and practices, while the wine dominates supermarket shelves. After exposing those 12 chemical offenders, here is hope for white wine lovers who want clean drinking. These 4 brands prove wine can be made right with organic grapes, minimal intervention, and zero compromises. At number 4, Giol Pinot Grigio proves white wine does not need chemical intervention. This Italian Pinot Grigio contains 0 added sulphites, only naturally occurring trace amounts. For consumers experiencing headaches from conventional wines, Giol offers genuine relief. Giol uses organic grapes from northeastern Italian vineyards farmed without synthetic pesticides or herbicides. Producing sulphite-free wine requires exceptional fruit quality. Poor grapes spoil without preservation. Clean grapes do not need it. Giol undergoes natural fermentation with indigenous yeast and minimal filtration, preserving beneficial compounds. That slight cloudiness is proof the wine has not been stripped. Wine communities praise Giol for delivering authentic character, delicate pear notes and a mineral finish without a chemical hangover. Available across UK supermarkets at accessible pricing, proving clean wine need not cost premium prices. Giol proves sulphite-free works. But head to Tuscany and minimal intervention gets purer. At number 3, Cantina La Selva Organic Sangiovese Bianco represents Tuscan winemaking done properly, certified organic since founding. It contains only traditional ingredients, organic Sangiovese grapes, native yeast and minimal sulphites. Nothing synthetic, nothing hidden. La Selva's Maremma vineyards are certified organic with 0 synthetic pesticides, herbicides, or chemical fertilizers. They use biodynamic farming to build soil health naturally. Independent testing confirms 0 pesticide residues and minimal preservatives, significantly lower than conventional wines. The wine undergoes traditional fermentation that preserves Sangiovese's natural character. No aromatic engineering, no correction chemistry, just skilled winemaking. The estate maintains extraordinary transparency, publishing vineyard locations, organic certifications, and production methods. This is openness industrial producers never risk. La Selva remains family-owned and fiercely independent. If Tuscan organic impressed you, this French wine might offer cleanest drinking. At number 2, Domaine Meirac Organic White from southern France represents minimal intervention winemaking at its finest. This organic white contains low sulphites, with levels well below conventional wines. Wine drinkers consistently mention Domaine Meirac in discussions about no headaches. It is made from organically certified grapes grown in Languedoc, without synthetic pesticides or herbicides. Independent testing confirms no glyphosate residues and no fungicide contamination. It undergoes natural fermentation with indigenous yeast and minimal filtration, preserving beneficial compounds including antioxidants. The estate maintains complete transparency about organic certification, minimal preservatives and winemaking methods, openness that industrial producers avoid. Wine communities praise Domaine Meirac for delivering authentic French character, herbal notes and balanced structure without chemical complexity. The estate remains family-owned with a multi-generational commitment to organic viticulture. It is available across UK specialists and select supermarkets, proving French organic need not mean expensive. If French minimal intervention impressed you, discover Britain's cleanest organic white. Taking the top spot as the absolute best white wine, Vinca Organic White represents everything wine should be. The organic blend contains minimal additives and complete transparency about every ingredient. It uses certified organic grapes from European vineyards farmed without pesticides or herbicides. Soil Association certification verifies every claim. It undergoes traditional winemaking with natural fermentation and minimal processing, preserving beneficial compounds. Independent testing confirms zero pesticide residues, zero glyphosate contamination, and zero fungicide traces. Wine enthusiasts consistently recommend Vinca for newcomers to organic wine, accessible pricing, reliable quality. What makes Vinca exceptional is proving organic wine can succeed commercially without compromising principles. You do not need chemical intervention or corporate shortcuts. For anyone wanting real wine without gambling on hidden additives or pesticide contamination, Vinca delivers what British wine drinkers deserve. Certified organic, transparent ingredients, nothing hidden. This is what wine looked like before corporations corrupted it. Subscribe so you do not miss what is really hiding in your glass.